Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm living with HIV.
Hi, my name is Bernadette, and I've been living with HIV since 2001.
I'm Dana, and I'm HIV positive.
Hi, my name is Dawn, and I am a woman living with HIV.
I'm Dean, and I've been living with HIV for the past 10 years.
Hi, I'm Isaiah, and when I got HIV, I was only 21.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
Hi, my name is Jackie.
Hi, my name is Jaheem.
Hey friends, it's me, JMV.
My name is Jamil Luna, and I've been living with HIV for almost 20 years.
Hey, my name is Jose.
Hi everybody, my name is Kareem.
My name's Kayla. I'm HIV positive. I have been since birth.
Hi, my name is Lamia, and I've been living with HIV for 19 years.
My name is Liam, I'm 27 years old, and I'm from Westchester, New York.
My name is Mars, and my pronouns are they, them. I am 36 years old, and I have been living with HIV for 36 years.
I'm Michelle, and I am a long-term survivor of HIV.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Nico.
Hi, my name is Pam.
My name is Ray.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Reggie. I am from Buffalo, New York.
My name is Tamara / Lady Victory.
Hi, I'm Titus LaRue James Gibson Jackson.
Hi, I'm Warren.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm 35 and I'm living with HIV.
I was diagnosed with HIV in my sophomore year of college. And it was a very good time at that particular time because I was about to pledge a sorority. I was about to declare my major. So it was like good time at that particular time. But everything shifted once I found out I was HIV positive.
When I discovered I was HIV positive, I was newly married and ready to take off on a new life with my new husband and my daughter. Unfortunately, because there wasn't as much education about the disease, there was many fear and stigma with my new husband, and my marriage wasn't able to move on.
We were planning to get married that same year that I tested positive, December of that year. November of that year, he called off the wedding. He told me that I would never find anybody else.
It's really difficult, and not having anybody in your corner while you're going through this is very, very hard. And some people don't make it out of that dark place.
The ups and downs were that I was embarrassed. I thought that I was gonna lose friends. I thought I was gonna lose my family. I thought no one was gonna love me.
There was a time when I was in a dark place due to my HIV diagnosis. And I was so scared to get treatment because of the stigma.
So it's an issue for some people. And then a lot of people have issues with having that medicine lying around and somebody might see it and now they feel like their business is out there, or they have to go into the pharmacy and get their medication or whatever, and they feel like they're gonna run into somebody that might know them.
I was diagnosed a little later because at first I was scared to know about HIV. And so when they asked me, did I want to know? I said, no, I did not want to know.
When I found out, I called my mom immediately and she hung up on me. And she said, she hung up on me and I then called me immediately back and said, oh, you're gonna live. And I said, oh, okay, but it still didn't feel like I was gonna live. And I was all alone in Los Angeles. I was there living with my cousin. I called him and he said, girl, you'll be fine, and hung up on me.
I went down that path of drinking and really trying to soothe myself for quite some time, and I ended up finding my way to drugs because I thought that's what I needed.
I wound up working in sex work from the time I was 16 until I was 22. I came into the city bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to take on the Broadway scene.
I met a lot of older men, and they taught me that I could earn money for the things that I can do and what I can also experience for myself.
Growing up, it was pretty hard finding myself as a queer kid and not being able to talk to people out of fear. And that drove me to some pretty risky behaviors and finding validation in sex.
I was very young and at the time very vulnerable to wanting to find love and be in love. I finally met somebody at that time who
knew they had HIV and they didn't tell me they did. And then when I found out I did and confessed to them, they told me that I was the one who gave it to them.
So in 2009, I tried to go back into the military. And it was at that moment when the doctor told me that I could not re-enter because I was HIV positive. First devastation. Then I had to turn around and tell my parents that I'm HIV positive. Second devastation. HIV positive was my third devastation. Why? Because at that time, I thought it was over for me.
I thought living with HIV was the scariest thing in the world, but I found out living alone with my feelings and not feeling empowered to do anything and dying alone was something that I was scared of, but now I'm free to live my truth. I'm free to be my best self and achieve every goal that I set for myself. And for that, I'm grateful because I have the coping mechanisms and the strategies to be my true self.
I ended up finding myself. And the only reason why I was able to find myself is finding out what HIV meant and what being a gay man with HIV was.
I stay healthy and I make sure that I stay undetectable. Because if I do, it is a less risk for people to pass it on.
What does the future have for me? I think a lot of people think, oh, I don't have a future anymore. That's not true anymore. If you get on medication and are regular with that, you can actually be undetectable and live a long, healthy life with HIV. And I not only want to advocate for that, but the idea of the fact that HIV isn't just physical, it is also mental, and it sometimes you have to remind yourself that this isn't the end of the world, this isn't the end of life, this isn't the end of living, this is maybe just the beginning of something different, a new way of life or a new way of thinking about living.
I've been taking my medicines because of my diligent adoptive mother. From powder to multiple pills to 1 pill a day. I've been undetectable ever since I was a teenager.
By the grace of God and the medical professions at that hospital, I was able to survive, and I'm here.
Life is not over because of a diagnosis, because that diagnosis changed my life and helped me become the woman that I am today. I used to feel like a victim, and I no longer have a victim mentality. I'm victorious in all that I do. And I will be the voice for all those suffering in silence until they find their own voice.
It made me a better person today. It made me stronger. There would be a point in time where I couldn't go without crying and talking about my story, but I learned that it's okay to cry. It's okay to have tears of joy and happiness about where I'm at now.
Now today, I am working in the field of HIV. I'm able to support others like me to let them know that HIV is not the end of your world, that you can make it, that you can thrive in it, and you can be the boss of your life.
I'm home, I'm striving, I'm living my best life. I'm with my family. We opened a restaurant together.
Be healthy and live your life to the fullest state of your capability, because HIV is livable and you can live with this virus. I am living proof.
By the grace of God and the medical professions at that hospital, I was able to survive, and I'm here.
No more living in fear, no more worry about stigma. Other people's opinion doesn't matter, it's my opinion that matters.
There's hope, and also for folks who have not tested for HIV, test for HIV, because there's a lot that we have control over in our lives, and that is getting on medication, taking care of our health, and becoming undetectable so we don't transmit HIV to anyone else.
I'm really grateful for the HIV Stops With Me campaign for taking me on this year, because I needed community of other people living with HIV to be able to talk. When you're the person who's always being the resource and the strength. Sometimes you need your community to hold you up. And by being a leader, I also have to be a good follower. And this group of followers has shown me that they're all great leaders, and I want to be part of that.
All the work that we have been doing with HIV Stops With Me campaign, it's ending stigma. I see it every day. I work with people who are newly diagnosed and they have such a downfall, like they feel like everything's just gonna be ruined and they're unlovable and nobody could ever love them because they're positive. And it's really amazing to just give the encouragement to just stand in your truth. You are HIV positive and that you are undetectable. You're on your medications. You're doing your treatment. You're doing what you need to do to be healthy.
When I know that I am helping and I have saved someone, just to keep going, it's a blessing. And it makes me feel real damn good.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. And once you get to the top, you can be the CEO of your own life, just like me.